Crypto Pimp, where have you been? Where have you been, Crypto Pimp? Crypto Pimp, guess what? We're going to talk about crypto tonight too. VeChain in partnership with China. We're going to talk about your favorite topic. Hello, 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 everyone coming in. Hello, Gigi. You all come in, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. You all hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Right, come on in. Who, me? You. That's who. You hit that like button. Who, me? Come on in. Hello, Patrice. Hello, Patrice. Double P is in. Patrice Prayer is in. Hello to you. Hello, 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 hello to you all coming in. Gigi. Gigi's been making all the money lately. Gigi said, Queen, I've been working so much, and that's a great thing, right? It's a great thing. That's a wonderful thing. Raymond, hello to you, Raymond Collins. Raymond is in. Raymond is in. Oh my God, so much to cover. So I'm going to rush through these shout outs. Lee Brown is in, aka Les Brown. Hello, Toogie. My first time seeing Toogie in. Glad to have you in. Make sure you are subscribed. Latoya, thank you for being a Patreon member. You and Gigi, thank you so much. I do appreciate you all support. Cliff, hello to you from Los Angeles. Listen, drop where you from. Let me know where you from, whether you are watching this live or in the replay. Let me know where you're tuning in from, right? Drop your city and state, represent. Hello, Crypto Pimp says working. Sweet Angel. Bernicia, I saw this and I thought about you. I saw this article, JPS vaccine mandate today, right? JPS vaccine mandates. Now, this is what I want you to do. Let me share this with you all. Bernicia, when I saw this, and you and Patrice, I thought about you all. Hello, Kia. Yes, you all come in, hit like and hit share. We're going to get right in it. No, Bernicia, don't call me that, honey. No, I don't want that title. I just don't. I grew up in church. But look, I ought to put these on. These might be too big for me, right? So I ordered these shades today, you all. Let's have a little fun before we get into this deep stuff. And they might be all right. Should I put my haters blockers on, Bernicia? Mika, hello to you. Mika, thank you for tuning in. Patrice Prayer, I put the shades on just at the right time. You blinded me. Thank you so much with the gift. And the 1111, thank you so much. I pray that you have been wonderfully blessed from that. And let me cover Central Mississippi area real quick. And so, Patrice, I pray or I affirm that the infinite God, infinite spirit, will open a way for your immediate supply. Let all that is yours come to you by divine right and reach you right now. Let it come to you by divine right and reach you right now in great avalanches of abundance, right? And if there's anything else you need to do to bring that blessing to you, let you have an immediate answer, a definite lead and a definite answer. So should I put these on? Let me see who I want to be tonight. Or do I want to be the educator? Who do I want to be? If I can, I'll be the educator. I want to be who I am. Hello. 1990. You all, I'm not going to get into numbers right now. I'm trying to stay focused. Let me give shout outs. Cleveland, Ohio, right? Charlottesville, Virginia, Dallas, Texas. Hello, Birmingham, Alabama. Honolulu, Hawaii. I should put my shades back on for that. Can you all handle the silly side of me, the comical side of me as well, the humor side of me? Hello from Richmond, Virginia. I'm just in a good mood because guess what? All of these scare tactics, they're not going to work. Hello from Detroit, Michigan. Patrice, I thought you was from Mississippi for some reason. I didn't know you was from the A, the T to the L. What's going on in Atlanta this weekend? I might come to ATL this weekend. Let me know what's going on. Text me something to do in the ATL in your area. You don't know much about crypto? Well, guess what? You are going to learn something tonight. It is not too late. We are definitely going to discuss VeChain. We got Tulsa in. We got Atlanta in. Look at here, Patrice. We got Silver Stacking also from the ATL. Silver Stacking, you and Patrice, let me know what's going on in the AT to the L this weekend. 100, Gigi said there was 111 people in the chat. We have 264, right? Hey, that I know, Gigi, that comes with the territory. I'm just so listen, that just comes with the territory. And like I told people, right, if you have not invested in my channel or in me, your opinion does not matter. Right? If you have not invested in my channel or in me or supporting this, right? Your opinion does not matter. Because guess what? Guess what? You only, and this is what my spiritual leader was breaking down to me yesterday, right? This is what my spiritual mentor was breaking down to me yesterday, is that you only get the opportunity, right, to fill out a customer service survey after you have been to a establishment or a restaurant and have spent your money for the food, the products, and the services. As Travaris gives his second offering today, right? I'm going to re-say that affirmation over you as well. So if you didn't like the experience after you invested your money, then you get a customer service survey to express your opinion. Other than that, you get no opinion when you don't have not invested. Right? You've received no opinion when you're not invested. So for people that have an opinion on my channel, they've never given a super chat. They never purchased a PDF book. They never purchased my physical book. They never invested in anything. So your opinion does not matter when you have no investment. So hello, Angie. We're gonna do crypto and credit church. We have exactly 444 people in. You all know how I love the number 4 because 444 represents the year that Jesus' ministry started, which was 26 AD, which is September 11, 9/11, right? And it says that from the ascending, from even after Jesus died and resurrected, even though at 33 he was buried physically, but from his rising and resurrection, spiritually, his ministry continued to live on. He showed himself 8 times after his resurrection. The number 8, as I have in the description, is October, which is for octopus, or oxygon, which is new beginning, right? Gregorian calendar is incorrect, right? We are definitely led by the Jewish calendar, which is the lunar calendar. And in the lunar calendar, September, which is sept, S-E-P, means scepter, is the number 7, which is divine transition, going into the new beginning, the breaking down of the old to build the new, into number 8. So my last shout out is Carice Crawford, right? Gigi says, thank you all. You all please get the thumbs up. Please do that. Get the thumbs up, share, and subscribe to this channel. So, breaking news, Bernicia, this is what I was referring to. Breaking news that JPS, this is a school district within Mississippi, the capital city of Mississippi as well, requires teachers and staff to get vaccinated, or have an option, submit to weekly testing. Now, this is the thing behind all of these requirements, right? They never put out that this ends or will result in a job loss. It just says something is required. That is so open-ended. What are the end results if the requirement is not met, right? So let's see if that is put in writing, that an actual job loss will occur. But today, the Jackson Public School District voted unanimously to require vaccines for teachers and staff. They have the option to submit weekly testing. And people, this was just September the 21st, right? There, and like many jobs, are giving the last minute notice, right? Because they know that this is the fourth quarter. This is the divine transition. And they're trying to get everything in before the October 8th month comes in under the Shemitah as they can. Because when the Shemitah comes in, right, it's going to be a new beginning. And all this old destruction and deception is going to be broken down, right? All this old destruction, deception by October has to be breaking down. So they are getting it in as much as they can within these last couple of weeks and days. Bernicia says, shaking her head. Thank you so much, Angie Mack, for the 999 super chat. Right, we all know that Jesus died in the ninth hour. He gave up the ghost. Right, he gave up the ghost, and in the ninth hour, he went down, resurrected, to rise again in power. When you see people die, for example, like the comedian AJ Johnson, my condolences go out to him and his family. But I saw a lot of posts on social media that says rest in power. And that's exactly what happened. At the ninth hour, Jesus rested and he rose in power. So he rested in power. And so the votes unanimously to require vaccines for teachers and staff or to submit weekly testing. The new policy also requires them to get the shot by October the 1st. Leaders state that the C-19 poses a continuous threat. And I don't understand how that is possible. A continuous threat to the safety and well-being of the community. That's not for them to decide, right? The board is not health experts. And how is it a continuous threat when both non-jabbed and jabbed people alike are still cited by doctors that's creating all of this, Moderna and Pfizer, to be able to both still catch and transfer this C-19, right? C-19. Thank you so much, Sunshine Bear. I really appreciate that. I always say affirmations on that because I believe that you are not only going to receive in terms of your giving back, multiplying financially, but however, that you also going to have a wall of protection, and that this deception will be revealed according to Daniel 2:22 and Revelations 2:22, that the hidden things, the hidden agenda, the lies, the deceit is going to be revealed, right? I'm not, LS, I would answer that. You have a beautiful profile picture, but I don't have time to focus on that. I'm really not even going to focus on that. But that was a great question. I'm just not going to focus on it. I'm going to keep my train of focus. And so now with that, is a government shutdown coming, right? But in short, about the numbers, I will say this in short. I combine biblical numerology with the end times to help people position themselves. And when the universe shows you numbers, when you give back to the universe, the numbers that you are seeing, it then returns the blessing that it has upheld for you. That's why I quote numbers, because the Bible is telling everybody what's going on and how to prepare if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. Spiritual eye, your pineal gland, your third eye. The Bible is a predictor of all of this and how to prosper and prepare in hard times. Every 7 years, right, we go by the Jewish calendar, which is the Shemitah, and the Shemitah predicts a recession, and it has happened every 7 years like clockwork, according to Leviticus 25. And so when you look at the Bible through Numbers predicts all of this. Through the Genesis 1:14 and 16, it says the stars, the sun, and the moon. Well, as we have a full harvest moon tonight. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Everybody's not meant for my channel, right? They're just not. And I'm not saying that you're not, but because yes, numerology is the real language. So you combine it with biblical numerology. Genesis 1 through 11 is just a breakdown of what all numbers in the earth is, what they mean. Numbers are a universal language. And before there was letters, there were numbers first. And every letter means a number, right? So um, oh, okay. I thought I put the cash app on there. Thank you all so much. So let's stay focused. Thank you, Gigi. I just thank you so much. So is government shutdown coming? Is a government shutdown coming? Lawmakers are playing politics with the nation's pocketbook, and the clock is ticking. Did you all see that? Do you all see that, rather? The lawmakers are playing politics with the nation's pocketbook. This is CNN, and the clock is ticking, right? And so the timeline and tactics of government spending, past, present, and future, will converge in a series of hard and soft deadlines on massive partisan standoff over the next month. The end result could be a combination of a government shutdown where certain public services are halted. You know, this sounds like church and religion institutions, barbershops, again, anywhere where social conversation on an elevated higher level can happen, right? Anywhere where social conversations, right, can happen. So we have public services are halted. The first ever default, in other words, people, this is saying bankrupt on the U.S. government and its debt which could cause it to be described as financial Armageddon. They're talking about minting a $15 million platinum coin in order to stop. That's got to be a big coin, right? A $15 million platinum coin in order to pay his debts. So a first ever default, a first ever in history U.S. government default on this debt, which could cause a financial Armageddon, a bipartisan bill to fix roads and bridges, and for other things, a massive new round of spending to address climate change. We don't even want to get on climate change. We don't even want to get on climate change as all these hurricanes in Haiti, recent Hurricane Ida, flooding in Alabama, right? Disastrous, as those who are woke know about HARP as well, right? So address climate change. Here are key dates to watch. Everybody says or put in a comment whether you are watching this live or on the replay. Dates to watch. DATES. See, I told my spiritual mentor, right? He says track the dollar, track the day, and track your diet, meaning eat healthy, manage your money healthy, and prepare for your 24-hour day, right? In the Bible, there are several watch times, watch hours. There are certain times, for example, when the sun is at a higher spiritual lifting, in which if you sun gaze, that you can be exposed to, right? It is known that biblical prayer was done in the temple at certain hours of the day. Nikola Tesla said it this way: Nikola Tesla said it this way: if you can understand the numbers 369, you can unlock the key to the universe. 369 and the number 11 is in the Bible, those hours. And I haven't been led to expose that particular scripture yet, whether 36911 formula is shown. I haven't been led to do that publicly, because once you understand the time of the day to pray and the giving of the numbers that you see, you are a very powerful person. And I'm not talking about a transhuman by getting a jab. No, I'm not talking about transhuman. I'm talking about a very powerful spiritual being. But I told him, I said, I'm going to put my twist on this, and I'm going to say track the digits, because the dollar is now transferring to crypto. So track the digits, and we're going to look at crypto digits and VeChain partnership with China. Yes, track the day, know the hours of the high times of the spirit, right? Cornelius, for example, in the Bible, he gave alms to the poor, Acts 12, right? And he prayed 3 times a day. Daniel in the Old Testament prayed 3 times a day, but they prayed at the 3 highest times in the Bible. Now, so you track the digits, you track the day, you track the dates. Track the dates, because numbers mean something in this universe. The Shemitah calendar, the Shemitah year is the Great Depression, which we started September the 6th of this year. Do not go by the Gregorian calendar. That means that this calendar, I have one right here, what Americans mostly, no. Go from the lunar calendar, the Jewish calendar. This is a Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar tells you that September is the number 9. That's not true. And so when you can understand what numbers mean biblically, and you know that 7 is the number of transition, and September is the 7th month, and March is the new year, March of 2022, then you understand what's going on, and you know how to plan and prepare accordingly. So you track the dates, and you definitely track your diet, right? Meaning eat healthy, keep track of what you're intaking. That old saying about our ancestors, you are what you eat, is so, so powerful. If you eat healthy, you are healthy, right? So also pay attention to the moon and the sun gazing for your health, the moon for times and season. That's called the heavenly beings that were created, the sun, the moons, and the stars, all created by the 4th day. Also, the number 4 is powerful, correct? Number 4 is power. Hello, hello, hello. I think you messaged me on Facebook. I think you're the one, if I'm not mistaken. Hello to you. And so let's get back to the dates. Is the government shutdown coming? September the 27th. Key dates to watch, right? September the 27th. This is what, according to this article, is going. We need to a self-imposed deadline for the House to act on bipartisan infrastructure deal, unlocking, very key word, a path to a larger spending bill. September the 27th is actually the day after my birthday, which is next Monday. My birthday is September 26th, right? September the 30th, government funding people at midnight. Oh my God, midnight is so powerful. Midnight is so powerful in the Bible, right? Paul and Silas cried out at midnight, and the chains were unbroken. They were in jail at midnight. Midnight is another powerful time. So at midnight, and this just says mid-October. Why mid-October, Queen? Because October is the number 8, which is the breaking down of an old to build a new. Most people just say new beginnings. And they teach this for the new year in January when they should be teaching it in October, right? But they going off the wrong calendar. So they're not in alignment with the spirit or the universe or the spirit realm or the infinite God, right? Whichever one you want to call out of those three. So mid-October, the government reaches its borrowing spending limit, and it could trigger the first ever U.S. default on its debt. Now, this should look like October the 15th, mid-October. I am assuming I see the Cash Apps gifts. We definitely going to say affirmation on every Cash App and every super chat that is given, because I believe that when you give, you should have expectation to receive. Always, the Bible says, give and it shall be given back unto you in good measure, not the same measure you gave out, in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give unto your laps. But the number 6 is the number of both man and beast. Both man and beast. So this is why in Revelations you see 666 is the mark of the beast. Because 666 is the number of man. God made man on the 6th day. And he said, this is very good. When he made man, he said, this is very good. But I was celebrating the Sabbath for the first time after I finally understood it, Saturday. And God told me, he said, you need to go back and read Genesis and what happened on the 6th day. And I said, what? And he also made wild animal, or the beast. He made both of them on the 6th day. So 6 is the number of man and beast. Now, what does the mark of the beast mean, Queen, in Revelation of the 666? See, we have two parts of our brain, right? In the middle, the very middle of the brain, you have your spiritual brain, which is called the pineal gland. This is when Jacob wrestled, and he called that place pineal because he was wrestling with the flesh of the man and the spirit of him. And God was in the Trinity, was right in the midst. And when the spiritual man won, Jacob said, I'm going to name this place pineal because my spiritual man won. And this is why you have the triangle shape from your eyes to the center of your head, because that's the Trinity, that's the pineal gland. It's located. But you also have something called the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is that reptilian part of your brain. That's the part that there's some people have the flesh part of them controlling them, and some people are led by the spirit, right? That's the part that the Apostle Paul says, I have this thorn in my flesh. He was like, ugh. And God said, you know what? I'm going to give you the grace to overcome that. I'm going to give you the grace. I know you're dealing with this fleshly weakness, but you desire to overcome that. And I'm going to give you the grace to overcome that. And I'm still going to use you for my good works, in spite of that one weakness that you so want to overcome in your flesh, right? All of us have it. So you have the pineal gland, and then you have the pituitary gland. All right, let me fix my Wi-Fi. Give me 1 second. I'm showing a weak signal. Let's get this Wi-Fi up. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with my Wi-Fi. We're gonna have to fix this. I don't like that blurry. Do you all see blurry on your end? Give me 1 second. You're gonna hear me talk, but let me reset this real quick. So mid-October, let me see if I can reset this Wi-Fi. So mid-October, which I think will be October the 15th because of 666. Because of 666, give my Wi-Fi a couple of minutes to reset and reboot. Let's see, will it do that? Because it's looking, is it clearing up on your end? You all let me know. Right? Let me know. Because I'm still showing a weak signal. So let me know if it's clearing up some on your end. It's both the mark of the beast and the day of man, right? Where you have that reptilian part of your brain that want to overtake you at times, right? And that's cool. That's okay. So October the 15th is both where we're going to see the spirit, like Jacob, of God, and you're going to see the beast of the government come out simultaneously. And guess what? The spirit will prevail. So it could trigger first ever. I believe that this default is going to happen. Now, this is the thing. If you are looking closely at this article, it is stating that this is the end, or could halt, not the end, halt, let me say that correctly. Paychecks for federal workers, Medicare benefits, military salaries, when we already have military officials committing suicides now more than ever. Making halt, pay for them. Tax refunds, people still have not received their tax refund. And payments to federal contractors. Mid-October. By this time, you're going to see cryptocurrency start on the uptrend. Because again, October is the number 8, the breaking down of an old to build a new. Right? Exactly. Residential evil. Mid-October, people, you don't have much time. A hard financial winter is coming. And so Democrats have tied the debt limit and the must-pass spending limit together, hoping that the Republicans will help raise the debt limit. This must pass in order to keep this country going. Let me say this again. Democrats have tied, or as Jada Pickett would say, entangled the debt limit and the must-pass spending limit together, hoping Republicans will help raise this debt limit. But Republicans are determined to carry through the Senate minority through Mitch McClellan to make Democrats use the partisan tactics to both fund both the government and raise the country ceiling. So this is going to be a clash. It is going to be a clash, and I'm saying October the 15th, right? October the 15th. So if Democrats can pass this bipartisan infrastructure bill, they may be able to get an even larger $3.5 trillion down payment. But the truth behind all of this, people, is that the United States is broke and the day of the dollar is over with. The time has come. The time has come. See, in 1971, President Nixon removed the dollar off the gold standard, right? One of my stories that I love to tell is Spain was on their way here to the United States in their warships. And they had boatloads of cash, U.S. cash. They said, we don't want your currency anymore. We don't want your fiat currency, right? They said it is devaluing, that it is highly devaluing. And they didn't want the currency anymore. And President Nixon got word of that. And before they came, right, he changed the law. And he made a public service announcement, right, that the dollar cannot no longer be converted into gold for any country. See, they had already taken it away from citizens, right? I'm showing my Wi-Fi is blurry again. Are you all seeing it? Is the Wi-Fi blurry again? I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Trying to connect it. Let me all know. Because if I reset this, then it might interrupt my live stream altogether. It's a little blurry again. Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me reset this, or try to attempt to reset it and just see what happens, right? Because I want this to be crystal clear. I want this to be crystal clear. Okay, let me give that a couple of seconds to try to reboot and refocus. Right. I'm still showing, it says fairly good. So let me let this router try to reset itself. I don't know what's going on with it tonight. I have to look at changing my internet services, right? So just know if you're watching this, I am aware that it's blurry, but I've tried to reset it and there's nothing happening. Now, if I refresh my browser, it may kick me. All right. It's all right. You all stay on. All 400 of you all. I'm going to hit reset because this is what's going to happen to the dollar anyway. And let's see. Uh, refresh rather. The dollar's going to reset, but I'm going to refresh. So here we go. Come back in if it takes me out. Okay, that didn't take long, but I'm still getting a weak signal though. It didn't take long to get me back in, but it's still showing a weak signal on my part. I did refresh it, right? It looks a little clearer, I think. Looks a little clearer, just a little bit. We're gonna have to roll. But it says Georgia Guidestones, mainly humanity under 500 million, with perpetual balance in nature. The future, Denver is predicting this. The future events as well. Gigi said, "You all, yes, you all are still here. It's connecting to the one that I do not want it to connect to for some reason. So I'm going to wait. Um, I don't know why this Wi-Fi give me a weak signal, but I don't like it. Okay, so I just asked my daughter to try to reboot it. She just walked in, but so I'm gonna go ahead and get into VeChain, right? Let's go ahead and get into VeChain. But I'll share the article I was going to share with you before. So the government cuts the unemployment benefits. This is all due to Shemitah. Um, God said in Leviticus 25 that his land has to rest, right? And so it cuts the COVID era unemployment benefits, will lower the U.S. income people by 1.5 No, it was no audio or no video. It was no audio or no video. I think my Wi-Fi finally reset. So you all are staying in. I appreciate. Well, it's not really reset. I'm still showing a weak signal. So I really don't want to do a blurry live stream, right? But at any rate, let's um let's roll with this. Let's see how. I'm not gonna do it blurry though, because that's just a waste, I think, of a live stream. So let's see what's going on. I hate to see it blurry. So it was not thank you. Someone said sending good energy. Definitely is needed. Shalom and blessings to you, to everyone as well that's coming in. So I definitely do not want to do a blurry live stream. So how does it look on y'all end? Because I'm still seeing a weak signal, right? U.S. Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin, executive, produced a lot of movies. The world is a stage. It's a theater. Uh, is it refreshed? Because I'm still showing a weak signal on my end. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it was no storm outside. It's just nothing. But it's just still showing a weak signal. I can see that it's showing a weak signal. So is it still blurry on y'all end? Well, if the sound is crisp, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. We're going to go with VeChain in China. And then I'm going to log off because I don't want a blurry, live stream. So why companies aren't fighting the employee jab mandate, here's why they're not doing it. Biden met last week with the business leaders to inspire others to get the C-19 against the recent guidelines. And so this is why they're saying companies are not fighting it. However, it doesn't matter, right? Okay, it says I'm blurry, but the screen. So I'll just share the screen, right? Clear screen. Okay, so we'll just share the screen, right? We'll just share the screen. But they're saying, it says, causes there among workers. Now, people, you're already looking at a debt deficit, right? A debt deficit. And now you're going to have people. There's about, I think, what is it saying? 80. Let's see, how many people? 80 million people in the private sector workers. And you add this, you combine this with a federal shutdown around October 15th. I was telling you all 6 is the number of man. And 6 is also the ending of a thing to transition to another, which means Leviticus 25 talks about that there should be 6 years of work, but in the 7th year, as we are in the 7th month, no work. And this is the Shemitah year. No work can be done. It is the end of labor. This is also Deuteronomy 15 and 12. So number 6, I was telling you all about the reptilian, the pineal gland, and the pituitary gland, right? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So the pineal, now I'm showing a stronger Wi-Fi signal. So the pineal gland and pituitary gland. And so with that being said, people, 6 is also the number which is symbolic of man's nature to rebel against the sovereignty of God. 6 is the number that is symbolic of man's nature to rebel against the sovereignty of God. So this is why I am saying October 15th. Now, I made an old video. I won't say old. It was a couple of days ago, and I'll share that with you all. And many people wanted to know, well, why is she saying to take money out the bank by September the 22nd? Now, to be honest with you, I should have elaborated on that more. Because these are some options of what's going on. Number one, people are getting like crypto cards with Coinbase or crypto.com, or even some people through, which I'm not advocating or telling you to do any of this, right? But some people may even do Cash App. Now, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with Cash App, right? But Cash App only crypto options is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is where, let's see what Bitcoin is today. It's so volatile. I have to see, it fluctuates so fast. So Bitcoin is at 42K, 42,000. And we're going to get into so this, I'm going to share this with you. This video that I made on September the 17th. So when I say I'm just really saying, like, do I expect the banks to crash tomorrow? No, I do expect that to happen by the end of the year, right? So this was the title of this: "Get Your Money Out of Banks Before 9/22." 7 plus 2 equals 11, right? And because 22 and 2 is 4, and then the 7th month of September being 7, that equals 11. But I did have people to tell me that in Ontario, Canada, that really helped them because their mandates go into effect tomorrow. Mandatory, right? It was that. What do you mean Bitcoin on Cash App was down? What do you mean you couldn't buy it or you couldn't transfer it out? Which one you mean? And so with that being said, right, it helped people in Ontario, Canada, because their effect, everything, and I didn't know at that time that I did this live stream, goes into effect tomorrow, where they can't go into bars, restaurants. They still can do retail shopping, right? But they can't go into bars, restaurants, and things like that, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of people are just transferring that money if they have a Coinbase card into Coinbase, crypto.com, and things like that. Oh yeah, the value was low. Yeah, it's low everywhere. And that's because it's a full harvest moon. Usually when you see a full harvest moon, or blue moon, any type of irregular moon, we had a blue moon on exactly August the 22nd, and September the 22nd is the full harvest. So it's only the new moon that is talked about in the Bible, right? And so I'm not saying that this worked like clockwork, but for example, on April the 11th, that's the numbers again: 1 11 11, and then September 22nd, 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 is dual. It means judgment, right? It means judgment. It means wisdom and wealth, and it means to destroy and destruct. So I always share the story of 9/11 when I'm explaining this, because it was 9/11. It was 9/11 that, oh wow, oh, you sure right, Silver Stack. I forgot about that. The Fed is meeting tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. And I promise you all, when September the 17th, when I was prompted to go live by the Infinite Spirit, Infinite God, to share this, I knew none of this. It was like a day after that I read an article that Joe Biden is going to meet with the global committee about a global vaccination, because their window, their time period is very, very short, because October brings in the new year, new beginning. So they're trying to get as much as they can in for these last couple of days of September as the transition is happening, as they can. But it's not going to prevail. Now, we're going to see a very hard and harsh winter financially. It's going to look just like the 1933 Great Depression 2.0, right? I'm not going to try to tell you that, because even the Bible talks about recessions and depression. But this will be a depression because it is also the Jubilee year. And a lot of people think when we talk about Jubilee year that, oh, I'm going to be debt free. It's the year of Jubilee. You know, they would set the captive free. But what people don't understand, there are homeless people who are debt free. Debt freedom does not mean financial freedom. You can be debt free tomorrow. You just wake up and decide if that's what you want to do. I'm definitely not telling you to do that. That you don't want to pay any bills. You don't want to pay any bills. However, right? No bills, no assets. You decide I don't want to pay my bill, my rent, my house, you lose your rent, your house. You decide you don't want to pay your vehicle note anymore, you lose that vehicle note. So I think a chapter 10 bankruptcy is coming. They're talking about chapter 10 as the number one, as in Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning. So chapter 10, you got in numerology, 0 is not a number. You have that 0. So you look at 1 in the beginning. God created, right? Means creation of a new thing. And so chapter 10 bankruptcy is for persons that's going to allow persons under 7.5 million to claim a lot of things in bankruptcy, and which means they're going to be able to keep a lot of assets for cheap. And it's going to be built or different than the chapter 7 and 13. And it's supposed to be more discrimination against minorities, right? And so shout out to, is this Genesis 10 and 11, Jose? Or you tell me look at Genesis 10 and 11? Shout out to the person who told me on my previous live stream today to look at the partnerships between VeChain and China, right? So thank you all for always giving me great information. I did look into that. And VeChain in China partners to bring transparency to China's emerging oil industry. This was August the 26th. And this is, look at the oil though, it's olive oil, which is often mentioned in the Bible. So VeChain has entered a new partnership aimed at integrating its blockchain technology with Chinese, agriculture sector to assist with the country's massive demand. Look at that olive oil. Olive oil, which means is very symbolic of a holy and anointed oil in the Bible. Under a rising tide of light floods and the healthier dietary options, this is why when you go to churches that anoint with oil, it is the olive oil brings in an agreement and contact for better health. When the Bible says, if anyone be sick among you, let him call for the elders of the church, right, to anoint them with oil and pray the prayer, right? Excuse me, I got something going on here. And pray that prayer over them, right? And to anoint them. Don't we need times like these where elders are doing this, right? Don't we need more church leaders like these following James chapter 5? Is there any sick among you? Let them call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord and the prayer of faith. Don't we need more prayers of faith going on right now, people? Shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And that's actually James 5 and 14, which equals 10. Again, the number 1. The prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he has committed any sins, right, he shall be forgiven. So look at this next line. In a new partnership in Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 through 11, the Bible talks about let us make man. That was a collaborated partnership. Let us make man in our own image. So VeChain will work with the Olive Times, an upcoming Chinese oil firm based in Gansa, in order to unleash the potential of VeChain blockchain in the sector. The hope is to demonstrate another viable use case for VeChain's flexible and cost-efficient technology. VeChain said to partnership with aim to help the company meet a growing demand for China organic olive oils. People, the anointing is coming. And look at this: extra virgin olive oil represents a significant opportunity as its legal clarification requires the pressing and extraction to take place. People, within 48 hours of harvest is going to be harvest time for people, as we have the harvest moon tonight too. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 is the number of government. But when Jesus chose his 12 disciples, that was a sovereign government, right? But this government and other governments globally are trying to rebel against God's sovereignty. That will not happen. So the hour of time has come, right, for this government, according to Revelations 2 and 22. And VeChain's blockchain will enable the olive times to track harvest throughout the production process, creating a public ledger record of each component and step. So and this is just, this is not VeChain and China's only partnership as well. They partnered in June of this year with the blockchain. Let me show you all that. Food industry around the world. I'm telling you, see, cryptocurrency is more about, can I go to the store and purchase Bitcoin? No, this is our new technology system on the blockchain. VeChain leads blockchain adaptation and food industry around the globe. You're going to see a famine, people, but it's just the breaking down of the old to build the new. It just has to happen. This is the Shemitah year recession that happens every 7 years. So the rippling impact from the C-19 continues to add to the daily challenges of the food and beverage industry. In the global supply chains, the pandemic highlighted the failings of the current highly effective traceability systems. Blockchain technology represents a paradigm shift, people. You got to. That's why I always say at the closing of my videos, you have to magnify your mind. People, this is a paradigm shift. It is coming. A new currency and technology system is coming. Right? A wave of jobs would have been lost anyway if these jobs are not trying to work at the 11th hour. See, these jobs right now are at the 11th hour by giving people October 1st deadline. But guess what? October is the new beginning and the number one. That's just a fear tactic. We're going to wait and see what happens October the 1st to these outer threats, right? And so that's just a fear tactic. So VeChain has been accumulating use cases in this area since 2019, from powering big names into the industry to helping countless farmers and suppliers streamline their management system. So case one, Walmart China takes on food safety with VeChain. Case two, Walmart China brings together. And let me tell you, VeChain in China is big because China is the new financial powerhouse right now. United States dollar is no longer the world reserve currency. So VeChain and DNV in Norway, VeChain and ASI and DNV announced food gates on the second C IIE food gates. VeChain became the sole public blockchain for APAC Council. So they have 10 factors. VeChain enables bright foods to make monumental steps. Launched in 2015, VeChain technology is a global leading enterprise, right? Friendly blockchain. And guess what? I actually have people that ask me, why do people give to you? Well, because I'm giving them information about what's coming. And a lot of people just want to show gratitude and say thank you. A lot of people need to be blessed and protected all at the same time. That's why they give. That's why they ask for super chats. Because had I not live streamed, they would not know. And in the book of Romans, they said the show honor or give honor where honor is due. And it's just an homage of honor. And so I thank you all that do that. So let's look at, can we find VeChain as we're talking about VeChain? There we go. People, almost at 90 cents. VeChain. So we got VeChain, people under $1, right? You all prepare. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm more like a financial expert. Nah, I'm joking, but I'm not financial advisors don't even believe that crypto is a new currency system, right? And so the olive tree, we are like trees planted by the rivers of water or spirit of truth, which is the bread, the wine, and the water. We will no longer thirst for righteousness. I love that universal flow, right? And live by grace. Yes. Do you all really know what grace is? A lot of people think that grace is just God's um, ability to give you the peace while you're struggling through something, to give you the grace to go through it, the peace to go through the struggle, right? But grace is far more than that. John 1:14 says that the word became flesh and dwelt among us. That means the word is in you. You are flesh as well. I know this is in reference to Jesus, but the word is in you too. And it's dwelling in you, not among you, but in you. And it says, we have seen his glory, the glory of the one. This is, let's read the full chapter because I like this. It mentions one several times, right? The word became flesh and dwelt among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son who came from the Father. And this is full of grace and truth. You know what grace means? It means the unveiling of the truth as well, right? It means the unveiling of the truth as well. It goes on to talk about this is the one again I spoke about when I said he comes after me, surpass me. The number 5 is also the unveiling, the grace. The truth will be exposed. The truth will be disposed, and deception will be exposed as well. Again, James 5:14, is there any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church. Let him pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord and the prayer of faith. So to everyone that gave to our super chats and cash apps today, yesterday, anytime, um, I pray that prayer over you specifically, that through all this, Sparkle Windows, I'm sorry, I just went back to the screen. Let's share. I want you all to see that scripture, right? Right? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I want you all to see this scripture. And this is why I told people on the my previous live stream, don't call, I'm not trying to um I'm not, and Sparkle Windows, this is for you too. I know other people have given, but 5555 is also the number of victory and war. David had 5 smooth stones, but he came out victorious. It started with the war against Goliath, right? Goliath is the symbolism of deception. When I told you grace means deception and truth unveiled, Goliath, and I see the cash apps as well, is a symbolism of deception. Goliath looked bigger than what he was. He was supposed to be this giant, but it just took one of the stones out of the 5 to kill him. 5 is also the number of divine order and increase. 5 means increase in numbers. On the 5th day, God told the animals, I want you to increase in numbers. And 5 is also, when I say divine order, the 5 the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. But the 5,000 people had to sit in groups of 50 first. And when the divine order was established through the number 5, then the super abundance came. See, he took 7, divine transition, but someone mentioned bread, right? Someone mentioned bread and wine. God said, take this bread and break it. It is my body. So that was a symbolism of the flesh breaking down, because the people followed Jesus and they were hungry. That flesh had broken down. And he said, no, you cannot follow me and I not bless you. You're not going to leave me hungry. You are not going to leave me. Isaiah 55, CEO Lifestyle, Sparkle Windows, says, come to me. And it's in my book, my millionaire notes right here. I put it for note 55. And it says, come to me, all who hunger, all who thirst, come to the waters. And guess what? Sparkle Windows USA. It says, and he who have no money, come buy grain and eat. Come buy wine and milk, as universal flow mentioned wine and water, which is the rivers of water, is the spirit of truth. And without money, without cost, simply accepted as a gift from the Lord. Divine super abundance during this time. That's your number 55, 55. And James 5, it was going to James 5, says, if there is any sick among you, let them call for the elders of the church. This is for everyone watching. And it applies to everyone that gave. Everybody that gave, whatever you gave. Right? And the prayer of the faith shall save the sick. Right? And raise him up. And he, if committed any sins, let him be forgiven. Confess your faults one to another. This is what I want everybody on this live stream that's in agreement with James 5 during this season. People, we not only look out for ourselves, but we look out for the good of all concerned. I want you to hashtag James 5, whether you're watching this live or in the replay. Because God says the effectual prayer of the righteous man availeth much. There is strength in numbers and there's power in unity. So people, VeChain is still at $1. This was going to be powerful. And this is why I tell people to expect crypto to have some back on the uptrend. I do not think that the bull run is over with by far for crypto. But this is why I tell people as well to have cash flow. Right? She says 555 is angelic for angel guidance. Have cash flow. Have something. This economy shut down, the government shut down. People, this is why I share the home-based business. People have something in place to earn money from home. Because again, this is going to make 2008 housing market crash, as Dan Pena says, look like a flesh wound. He said it's going to look like a Band-Aid wound compared. And that's okay, because I told you number 11 represent judgment. I'm sorry. Have I been saying it? You said VeChain is 8 cents. Did I see that wrong? I mean, oh, you are so right. Now that I think about it, I don't even have to go back and look at it. It was 0.89. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Listen, I thank you so much on Facebook. I done lost it already. But oh, here you go. Thank you so much for clarifying it for me. Thank you so much. If you want to know how to invest in crypto, I have all of this stuff in my book. But this is the thing. Most people can't invest because they don't have the cash flow. Right? And cash flow is taxed lower than income. There's so many advantages of cash flow. Cash flow appreciate with time. Your income, your paychecks depreciate. And that's the Cash on Crypto report. And the home-based business is strolling at the bottom, 111millionmovement.com. It's just 288. 8 plus 2 is 12. That's the number of government. That's your plan to combat the government actions. Because a hard financial winter is coming. I don't see the government printing or minting a $15 million platinum coin. and deposit it in the federal bank's treasury in order to stop United States from being bankrupt. This global financial system is going to cryptocurrency, right? It is going to cryptocurrency. And this book not only talks about or discuss VeChain, but it lets you know other 30 cryptocurrency that are still at a great investment right now, right? And so have a knowledge about what you're buying. VeChain does so much more than what I discussed in this live stream as well. It's all in the book though. I mean, so much more than what I just shared in this live stream. And that's cashOnCrypto.com. That's crypto with a K. And if you appreciate the knowledge, just invest in the book because you're saying, Queen, I appreciate you just sharing some more information that I didn't need. I appreciate that support as well. I really don't even know how to do a live group chat. And I always, put a lot of time into live streaming. But I'm going to do like you. I'm going to switch over to my shades. I'm about to log off. One deck, one time has his shades on. So I put my shades on, right? Thank you. You're so right, J. Mill said, no worries. When it's $1, he'll be rich. You sure will. Because, oh my God, people that got in at ADA, Cardano. Can you imagine when Cardano hit its all-time high of over $3 where they were? Right? Yes, Carissa. And thank you for pointing it out to me because I was saying 89 cents the entire time. Thank you. It is still a steal, right? So this is my closing affirmations that I always say and affirm over everyone on Cash App and the Super Chats. That infinite spirit, infinite God. And I say that in reference to Revelations 1 and 11 when God says, I am Alpha and Omega. I am the beginning and the end. I am the first, right? And the last. Meaning there's no ending to me. And I talked about October, which is number 8. 8 is just the infinity sign upside down. October is going to be a very powerful transitional month. So infinite God, infinite spirit, let all that is theirs come to them, reach them right now, by divine right, give them their immediate supply and great avalanches of wealth, of abundance, of peace. Positive energy always creates elevation, of protection, according to Psalms 91 and 11. God sent his angels to guard and guide us and to protect us during these times that will happen. And in health and healing, according to James 5 and 14, the prayer of faith that will heal the sick. And Lord, if there's anything more that they need to do, give them a definite sign, right? A definite sign that they at no point mistake that it is your voice, right? He said, my sheep know my voice. A stranger they will not follow. And if it's anything else that they need to do in order to prepare. And I just went to the grocery store. People, I stocked up on my garlic, which is a natural antibiotic and immunity builder. I got some pineapple. I always do ginger just for my digestive health and other reasons. Definitely stocked up on some more water. That's going to be definitely needed. Probably can expect a food shortage, a meat shortage if you are a meat eater. Definitely get you some vitamins to adjust to that and to the headaches and the flesh, reacting to the meat diet being removed. If you have, if you eat meat. But just accept all of this as healthy changes. I got me some kale salad. And if nothing else, I'm definitely going to be much, much healthier. I am definitely much more health conscious. I always wear my main tourmaline. This is my magnet bracelet, but I always wear my main tourmaline. This is against radiation because, when cryptocurrency transfer happens, that the Wi-Fi had to increase in order to transfer this money globally, which causes radiation, which is harmful to your body. Many people are having the effects of radiation, didn't know it, right? So crystals on my neck. This is just copper here. You can get all this stuff at Amazon. And different crystals and magnetic healing, right? Aristotle said in 111 year BC that the power of magnet and magnetic healing. And also, I think sun gazing. But there is, I'm going to show you all tomorrow this vitamin D immunity shot, vitamin D, and it tastes very good. It tastes very good. It was with vitamin D and ginger. It tastes great. I'm gonna show you all that bottle tomorrow because I took the whole thing. I'm like, I'm going to really stock up on that. Thank you, Mystic Moon. Thank you so much, hon, for the $4.99. 4 is the number of prophetic of what will happen in the earth realm. On the fourth day, liquid in the ocean and seas, light. He gave the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. Life seed was then able to be transformed into fruit for man to eat. And then what land was all created. So when you look at the number 4, right, and then the fourth chakra is in the throat at the vagus gland, that's the number of the earth realm of nature. So number 4 is prophetic for what will happen in the earth. Then you move up to the last 3, which is the Trinity, the 7th chakra. It reaches your pineal gland, your spiritual gland, right? Yes, and have something to protect that sunshine. If you start growing something, definitely have something to protect it. And Eye Opener says, I'm looking for 50 people to buy 257 acres with 3 houses, 2 storages, and 400 feet. Freezer, you're in Georgia. How much is the 257 acres? Eye Opener. Send me an email more about that. How much is that investment? And does it have natural spring water on it as well? So send me an email at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. I'm definitely looking for land that still has spring water in it, spring water wells and things of that nature. You just got to get your cash flow up. And I tell people a home-based business because I'm telling people a home-based business because the government is going to be a shutdown. And you need to have, like 2 Kings chapter 4, woman, you need to have ways to make money from your house, in your house, or wherever you reside, apartment, condo, wherever, right? Because there's still going to be people working, especially people that took the jab. Even though 80 million people may not, there's still going to be people working, and they're going to need, because we're going to have hyperinflation, and they're going to need, and what the home-based business does, it helps people maximize, get the maximum amount of take-home pay out of their paycheck, and it cuts through government taxes. So once you visit the website 1111millionmovement.com, there's so many people who's going to want to get the maximum, especially if that Biden's $600 transaction for banks, IRS monitoring executive order is passed. There are people that want to maximize their paychecks because we're going to see prices even the more skyrocket, right? For October, November, going into December for the rest, because we only have tomorrow marks, September the 22nd marks 100 days left, right? Tomorrow will start 100 days left in 2020, right? Yes, J Mill, you are so correct. That is the truth, as well as earthing, right? That is the truth, sun gazing and earthing. I do agree with that too, Sparkle Windows. Yeah, we do need land. I do agree with that, right? I do agree with that. The home-based business that I am, that have the IRS experts, and this is the website 1111millionmovement.com. Win the financial game and get more cash flow with 1 3-letter word. 4 pockets full. all for one and one for all. So unleash your power to get wealth. Deuteronomy 1:11. May the Lord, the God, increase you 1,000 times more and bless you as he has promised. Um, and so just go through this website. The government reaches into your pockets and paycheck and take a third of your hard-earned money. And then big businesses take the other third by increasing your cost of living every chance they get. The banks then squeeze you like a sponge, and every drip of your interest causing your credit score to work against you and not for you. So watch these two videos. It talks about the four. I told you all the number 4 is prophetic for what will happen in the earth realm. The four prophetic, 4 areas that your wealth is being stolen. Watch these 2 short video, how to instantly improve your money situation, give yourself an instant pay raise. And then this one, how to turn your taxes into income and increase cash flow, right? This is the Spanish version. If you don't speak Spanish, you won't understand it. So, but if you are a Spanish speaking person, watch this video for you and enter your name, email, and your phone number. Now, when you do that, make sure you hit get access because there is a page 2. So click on page 2 to enroll, right? And get access. So visit their website. It breaks down everything for you. $90,000, $5,000 down per founding family, and $300 a month will pay it off in 5 years. All right, send me an email. I'll definitely have my legal team look into it. So send me an email. Any spring water? I'm just asking. There's something I'm specifically looking for, land with natural spring water still available. Purchase my book, cashoncrypto.com. Purchase the book, cashoncrypto.com. Yeah, did I say? Well, I'm getting tired. I don't know if I said 9. I saw the 900,000. Right? He said 220 some plus acres. I may say 9,000. I'm getting a little tired. Right? So that's VeChain. That's my email address, eye opener. So hit me up on the email, and I'll get legal team to look into it. So people, I'm signing off. You can tell I'm getting fatigued. So magnify your mind, multiply with your mouth, right? Send out there's power of life and death in your tongue, right? Send out positive vibrations, frequency, and energy out in the universe concerning your situation, right? So I probably said that wrong. Let me say it again and make sure I say it right. Magnify your mind, manifest with your mouth, multiply your money, and maximize your mission in life, because you should become blessed so you can be a blessing. Right? Be blessed to be a blessing. I thoroughly enjoyed this live stream, y'all. Thank you for all your positive vibes sending my way. Definitely infinite spirit and infinite God will bless you as you give and bless the wisdom, knowledge, and the support. So thank you so much, you all. Have a great, great night.